Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Celie's Kitchen Live this morning. I am so happy to be on live today. Um, Guys, it's been a long, rough week. It's been a long, rough weekend. This past weekend, as you know, it was the funeral of my friend Dwayne, and I was dealing with a lot. Yes, the funeral arrangements and running up and down. I had my granddaughter and daughter here, so it was a lot. Bree wasn't feeling well. She had to extend her stay. It was a lot going on. We both got sick. I mean, really, really sick, but God, but God. But anyway, guys, today, because it's the summer, and summer tends to be boring sometimes, eating the same foods, especially if you're from the Caribbean, especially if you're from Jamaica. And you tend to eat the same types of foods during the summertime here, like the corn. You boil the corn, you roast the corn, you eat it. You jerk the chicken, and just the regular. And you get tired of the regular sometimes. I get tired of the regular sometimes. My husband gets tired of the regular sometimes. But sometimes you got to change it up. And I'm a person, very creative with different types of recipe. I will know how to make something from another nationality, but of course I will put a twist to it. So today I'll be making salsas. Yes, I'll be making a mango salsa, and I'll be making a corn salsa. And of course, we're going to be filling them, some of them in these pockets. Some of them we will have some chips to go with it. Some of them we will, have Triscuits to go with it. So it's just different things today. All right, so bear with me while we continue. All righty, so I'm gonna start out by making some Herbalife tea. The NRG, where did I put it? Okay, so I'm starting out with some NRG tea this morning from Herbalife, and I'm just gonna add some honey. My voice is coming back, of course. I was struggling with my voice the last week or so, but I did a lot of home remedies and they have worked, and I will continue to do the home remedies. So I'm putting a half a teaspoon of NRG tea powder in my cup. Um, as you heard when the live started, my kettle was whistling. So I'm adding some hot water to my NRG because NRG gives you energy. It cleans your skin. Um, it gives you a lot of clarity thinking. It does so many things. It gives you energy as well. So come on in the live, everyone, Facebook, YouTube, and of course TikTok. And I just want to make a public shout out to Stefan. My laptop wasn't working, my restream wasn't working, and he's the one that set up everything for me where I could stream on one platform, three channels on one platform. So, I'm back and up and running. Last week it was crazy. Good morning, Corrine. How are you? So, guys, this morning I am having some NRG tea. But to the tea, guys. Oh, where did I put the lemon? I'm sure I bought lemon. There is a bag. Guys, bear with me. I just need to get some lemon. I know I bought a bag of lemon this morning in the supermarket. So I'm adding some lemon to my NRG tea. I'm just gonna wash. We have to make sure. And I have my fruit wash, so I just squeeze some on the lemon. We have to make sure everything is clean. We wash this knife while I'm at it because this is a knife I'm gonna use to make my corn salsa this morning. So we're gonna cut our lime. And these limes look juicy. And of course, it's limes with seed. We don't want to eat anything without seeds because if it not have no seed, I make them make it. And you don't want nothing where they make. We want it coming from the earth. because God made it in such a way. Good morning, Miss Joycey. Good morning, Stefan. I just big you up. Yes, the same person I was just talking about, guys, who fixed my restream for me. My restream wasn't working for about 2-3 weeks now. He fixed it for me yesterday. I can never repay Stefan. And if you don't know who Stefan is, if you was watching the funeral when I broke down, he was the person that came with the tissue for my tears. He's like a son from another mother. Yes. So he called me Ma sometimes. Sometimes he called me C. Yeah. Because I guess anytime you feed them, them tend to want to call you Mama. Second mother. All right, guys. So I'm having NRGT for those of you who are just joining the live. And NRG gives you energy. It cleans your skin. It helps with your memory. Yeah, like this morning I got up with brain fog. And as you know, I was losing my voice since last week. So the NRGT is great for that. It's too hot. So I'm going to sip as I go along, but I'm just going to go ahead and start with the cooking. Alrighty. So I did say to you at the beginning of this live that I will be making different types of salsas because, the summertime comes in and we tend to get tired of the same Jamaican food we're used to. The jerk chicken, the boiled corn, the rice and peas. You get tired of that. So sometimes you want to shy away from your traditional and try something new. And if you're having a backyard barbecue, which I'm sure most people are going to be having a lot of barbecues come Labor Day. A lot of people had barbecues yesterday. And, it's hot outside, so people don't want to cook on the inside. So these are little things you can prepare for your guests. Good morning, Barbara. And who else just spoke? Oh, I greeted Miss Joycey already. All right, guys. So over here, I have an array of vegetables. Jamaica would have said seasoning. So I have some chopped up cilantro right here, some chopped up scallion, some chopped up green bell pepper, some yellow bell pepper, some red bell pepper, and of course, some red onions. And what I'm going to do, I left one thing to chop up because I didn't want to chop everything, so you didn't see how I chop. So I left the tomato for last. And guys, I don't like tomatoes. So I'm just cutting the edges because I just need the hard part to put in the corn salsa. And I'm throwing that away. I don't like the soft part of the tomatoes for whatever reason. And this was since I was a kid. So I'm just using the outer parts to help to make my salsa. And of course, guys, we have a special guest in the house today. I'm not telling you who for the guest. Well, that's up to you. But we have a special guest in the house today. And it's not Brianna because she left this morning. So it's not Brianna. All right, so I'm just chopping up some tomatoes real small because I don't want to taste the chunks of it in there. And I'm not going to put all that I cut up because I really don't like too much tomatoes like that. I have to cook with it, guys. If I cook with it, I'm fine. So I'm chopping up some to put in the salsa because it's a part of the ingredients. All right. Let me do just one more and that's it. You know what? Let me cut everything. I said I wasn't going to use everything I cut up, but I'm going to do it. Okay, guys, so we have some chopped up tomatoes. I like to clean my hands as I go along. Just clean this knife. All right, so now we have everything chopped up that we're going to be using. Hi, good morning, Georgette. In our corn salsa. And I'm also going to be making some mango salsa as well. So over here, I have a nice big juicy red mango, which I already peeled. I'm going to be cutting that up as well. So let's start with a mango. So we are cutting our mangoes really small. All right. So I'm using all sides of the mango. I'm using all sides of the mango. So I cut across and then I cut across again the other way. So we could get nice tiny cubes of mango. So we have a nice. Why are you running away? Okay, my guests want to run away from me today. All right, guys. So we have some chopped up mangoes now. And I'm going to start first because we're going to be frying some pollock fish fillet. And that will be a part of the meal. So we already washed our fish fillet with lemon and of course vinegar. It's nice and clean and dried because you have to make sure it's dry before you fry. So I'm going to fry it before I start making my salsa. So I'm going to be putting on some gloves because we don't want cross-contamination. So I'm going to be putting on some gloves to season. And then after that's fried, then I'll make the salsa because the salsas are very, very easy to make. I went ahead and I boiled about 4 big corns. So I'll be cutting the corns from the kernel to make our salsa this morning. Yep. You know, last week when I was doing my live, guys, someone screen record and screenshot me with my granddaughter on live and went and reported us. So for that secret watcher, if you're watching today, go get a live and kick rocks. That's all I have to say. Because you know they secret watch you and do stuff, and then yeah, they need to get a life, guys. I'm not gonna fight with them either. All right, guys. So in this bowl right here, I have some flour. This is about a 1/4 cup of flour, not a lot. And of course, I'll be seasoning my flour with Yana spices. I don't have a label on this one, but this is one of our Yana spices that didn't get labeled yet. So I'm just going to open up and I'm going to add some to this flour mixture right here. So I'm adding some Yana spices to this because that's what we're going to be using on our fish. And then I'm going to add some paprika. That's all. Yana Spices has everything combined, so you don't need to use a lot of seasoning. And everybody that has purchased the seasoning so far is very happy with it. If Carmen is watching this live, Carmen bought 11 bottles from me already. She bought it. She used some. She said, no, man, you need to make bigger bottles. She ordered 5 more. I'm like, wow. Yeah, Carmen ordered 11 bottles from me so far, guys, and she's loving it. And for those of you who ordered the garlic and herb, they're also loving it as well. They said it's very tasty. There's no salt in it, and you could taste the herbs. All right, guys, so let me dry my fish a little bit more before I fry. See, still wet because there's a wet spot on the paper towel. All right, so we're just gonna sprinkle some of the flour seasoning mixture all over our fish, and then we're gonna fry because it helps with the taste, and also it won't stick in the pot. because this is a very soft fish. When it hits the oil, it gets very soft. So you have to know how to cook it. All right, my oil is hot. I can feel the heat. So I'm just going to drop in the first piece. So I'm frying about 4 pieces because it's just for me and my guest who is here today. Yes. I'm putting in my second piece. And this is still kind of wet too. Just make sure we dry properly because the fish will start popping. The oil will start popping and then you get burned. And we don't want to get burned today. This piece is kind of broken up, but I'm still going to flour it and fry it. Not now, yes. Yes, let me speak my patois, my language, my lingua. All right, here's a little piece. And we're going to drop this in the oil as well. All right, so let's clean up this area. Let's clean up our area. Let me remove these gloves. We're dealing with fish, so we have to make sure our counter is clean. All right, so our counter is clean again and ready to go. Okay, whatever. You don't want to stay on the side of the sink. Okay, guys, so our fish is frying. So let me sip my tea. So the next thing I'm going to be peeling is our avocado. Let me get some gloves for this one too. Because I'm going to be peeling the avocado and then I'll be removing the kernels from the corn. Good morning, Jerome. What's on the menu? Oh, we have salsas this morning. Lloyd said, can I come over and get some off that fish? Oh, sure, Lloyd. Oh, sure. All right, so I just put on another pair of gloves, guys. All right, so today I'm going to be taking this avocado apart. I'm going to be cutting them in little squares. Need something to turn my fish. Okay. So it's time to turn my fish. And it's nice and golden brown on one side already. All right, so we're turning our fish. Put it on my spoon right here. All right, so we cut one side of our avocado already. I'm just going to rest my piece of mango right here. And we're just going to cut some in the bowl. We're just going to cut it and leave it on the board. I was going to put it in the bowl, but I changed my mind. Alrighty, so I'm peeling the second part of the avocado. I'm just slicing them for now, but I'm going to be cutting up in these small pieces. Alright, so we can make space on the board. Alright, so our fish is almost ready because fish doesn't take long to cook. Fish doesn't take long to cook. So we're going to take out This piece is soft and nice already. You could feel the sponginess in it. You want to flip it again. Wow, the fish cooked. Guys, because it's fish fillet, it cooks very fast. I'm just going to put that right here. All right. So now I'm going to be taking the kernels from the corn. So I have a pot with 4 boiled corns. I boiled them before the start of the live. And then what I'm going to be doing, I have a very sharp knife right here. So let me do this in the camera. I'm going to be cutting the kernels from the corn. And you know, some have something can cut the kernels from the corn. We can't find it on kitchen gadget. But I remember where it is. I know I have something to cut kernels. Ask me where it is, I can't tell you. So we're just going to break this up with our hands because they're coming out in clumps. So I'm just going to cut this side. So we're using real corn to make our corn salsa. All right, so we have removed the corn from the thing. I'm just going to break up with my hands so we get them in individual pieces. So my fish is fried, guys, so I have to remove it from the frying pan. So we're resting it on this little plate right here on some paper towel so it drains the excess oil. And the broken pieces is going on it as well. We're going to add some escovitch to that eventually. But I'm going to make you a nice platter, guys. Let me turn the stove off. All right, so I will continue to break up the kernels so we get individual pieces. And let's do another big corn. Let me do this one. This one bigger. So I'm going to be removing the kernels from this one. And this knife is very sharp. You know what? The water from the corn is splashing in the oil. And we don't want to get burned. All right, so we remove the kernel from this corn as well. So we're just going to break these up with our hands. I'm just going to break these up with my hands. I still left 2 big corns. We could put it in the soup later. All right, so we're using real corn to make our corn salsa this morning, guys. So here, good morning, Judy. So here we have our broken up individual corn kernels. We have a little juice in it, so I'm just going to use some paper towel to sop it up. Yeah, just going to use some paper towel to sop up the excess juice. All right, so it's nice and dry because we don't want no wetness in it, because remember, we're going to be mixing other things in it. All right, so I am going to make the corn salsa first, and then I'll make the mango salsa in this bowl. All right, so we're going to start with but I'll add the avocado last. So we're going to start with some cilantro. So I'm adding some chopped up cilantro, some chopped up scallions, some chopped green peppers, some yellow green peppers, some red green peppers, some red onions, some chopped up tomatoes. Yeah, fresh, chopped, nice tomatoes. And then we're going to cut a half of avocado in it, of a whole avocado. So we're cutting them in little squares. We're cutting them in small squares. So we're cutting them in small squares. So I'm using a half in the mango one, and I'm using a half in this one. And it's nice and firm, guys. You could tell that it's one of the good ones, the good avocado I got. Also, them gloves are bigger and ugly. They just swing on my hands, and it makes things awkward. All right, so I'm cutting up the other piece of avocado, and then I'm done. All right. You're a small business owner. You don't have time to waste. That's why you go to Mr. Credit for funding. So, okay, so we are almost done with the corn salsa. So the next ingredient we're going to add is a half of a lime. Now, we don't want the seeds in the, where's my strainer? Oh, it's right here. We don't want the seeds in the mixture. So I'm going to be using a baby strainer to strain the seeds. Wow, that's so delicious, Mama Mia. Lord. All right, so we're going to squeeze this in the bowl. So we need some lemon juice on this. So we're just going to add some lime juice, not lemon, lime. There's a difference with the lemon and the lime in the salsas. And then we're going to mix gently. So we're just going to mix up everything right here. So I want my corn salsa to have a little sweet and sour taste to it, a little kick. So I'm going to add a drop of agave. I have light blue agave, no sugar, low glycemic. I'm just going to add a little bit in it, just a little sprinkle. And then we're going to mix gently. And then the last thing I'm going to add to my corn salsa, the last two things rather I'm going to add some parsley and a little bit of Guyana spice. So I'm adding some parsley. And then I'm going to add a little Guyana spice. Just a sprinkle, just to taste. Because you have to make it taste good. And then you mix it up. And there you have it, guys. We have a lovely bowl of corn salsa. All right. So I'm going to tell you the different ways you could serve it. So we have these little serving dishes. So we're going to serve a little bit here. A little bit here. You have to fancy up the thing. Now let's make the mango one. Oops, let's see how that's way. Tea still tastes good. All right. So now we're going to add the mango. So I'm going to use my hands just scooping up the mango. Oops. You don't want to waste nothing. All right, so I'm adding some tomatoes, green peppers, scallion, chopped scallion, which they call green onions, some chopped cilantro, some yellow peppers, and of course some more tomatoes and some red onions. So I'm not waste nothing. Let's throw everything in there. All right. Now I'm going to add my avocado. And avocado is very good for you guys. Avocado gives you the good fats that the body needs. Yep. You have the good and the bad cholesterol. This is for the good cholesterol. Yes, the avocado. Very, very good for you. So if we could eat this at least twice a week, we're supporting healthy cholesterol. All right. So we're cutting up some more avocado. And this is the last piece. All right. Let me just move this board right here. All right. So we're going to mix. So I have a different spoon. And of course, we're going to add a little bit of agave on this. Because the mango is already sweet, we don't need to add a lot. And of course, we're going to add some lemon juice. Let me wash a lime. Let me bust this lime in two. All right, that was the one that was used before. Oops. So we're going to squeeze a half a lemon juice in this one as well. All right. So let's mix our mango salsa together. So we don't need to add seasoning because the mango already has its own unique flavor. And it's looking very yummy, guys. Look at it. It's very extremely yummy. I can smell it. So the last thing I'm going to add is some parsley. And that's it. We don't need any Yana spices on this. It just will have its own unique taste. Okay. So we have that all mixed up right there. So I have another serving bowl. All right. So I'm going to get another square plate. Just give me a second, guys. Of course, I got to rinse this plate out. No, we wash everything. It's clean, but we need to still rinse it. Because, you know, in your house, you have a thing called free radicals. Free radicals. I just recently purchased a machine where it cleans the air in your house. And then when you're done, you could vacuum your floor, but it has water in it. And guys, if you see the amount of dirt it take up off of the floor, it's surprising. Especially the carpet. Oh my God. It takes up everything. That machine is one of the best sellers out there right now. Better than Kirby. Better than any other. My daughter was shocked when she saw it. She was like, this is good. And you don't need to wet your furniture because she has a wet and dry vac. Which she wet because she has the baby and the baby spills stuff on the couch. She has a wet and dry vac that she uses. But when she saw mine, she was like blown away. Yeah, it's expensive too. $4,000. Anyway. So on this platter, I have the two types of salsas. And you know, if you're having visitors, you could have some nice healthy chips. This is the Simply Nature organic, non-GMO, multigrain tortilla chips. It's gluten-free. It's made with corn, flaxseed, brown rice, and sunflower seeds. And it's made with whole grains with a little sea salt. All the healthy stuff in this bag of chips. So this is a bag of chips and more. So while serving, you could just scatter some of these chips over here in the middle. Don't need a lot. And you could have varieties. You could have varieties, guys. The woven whole wheat crackers, this one is infused with rosemary and olive oil. Yeah. And this is like a Triscuit. I don't know if you're familiar with Triscuit. He said, wow, boy, you can cook. I'm telling you the truth, you can. Yeah, thank you, Lloyd. Thanks for the compliment. So we are adding some Triscuits. We're adding some Triscuits. I call them Triscuits, but they're really woven crackers. And it's the summertime. Sometimes we have guests over. You don't know what to give them. This is so easy to make. If you don't want to use the kernel on the corn, you could use the canned one, although I don't recommend the canned one. Make it fresh. And these are the Sun Chips whole grain honey barbecue flavor. So you have different flavors, but to suit everybody's needs. All right. So let's finish with our other plate over here. One plate is finished. So we're going to make some pockets. And these are my favorites. These are tortilla pockets. And they're very handy. They're very filling. So let's cut one side open. Let me save one side. So I'm going to make just about 2 pockets. I'm not going to make a lot because it's 2 of us. I don't want to waste them. So I like to warm it a little bit to soften it up. So I'm just going to hold it over the fire and toast it for a little bit. I like to toast it for a little bit over the fire. So it helps to soften it up a little. Okay, we good to go. Alrighty, so we have our fried pieces of fish right here. Right? Over here, I have some escovitch sauce that I had made on Friday. It's still good. Fresh and nice because it's in vinegar and it's infused with a lot of good things in it. So, where's my thong? I was looking for my thongs. I always can't find my thongs. Why? I know I had one close by. Maybe I packed it away and didn't realize. But that's fine. I'm looking for a quick thong. And we keep it real up in here, guys. We don't sugarcoat anything. Oh yeah, I found one. Because I know I had one close by. Okay, so I found a thong. So I'm just going to top my fish with a little sweet and sour sauce. Just a little. And then I'm going to add some escovitch on top of my fish.
Tremendous bit of information we just received now. Who was the captain when they lost that game? Dinesh.
Okay. And then we're going to fill our pockets with these goodies. So I'm going to add some lettuce first to the edge. So we're just going to push it down a little. So I'm going to fill one with corn and one with mango. So one with corn, one with mango. So we're going to start out with the lettuce. And then we're going to fill this one with corn. Oops. All right, so we want to put a little lettuce on the edge right here, just for, decoration purposes. So one has corn and one has mango. And then we have our escovitch. So there we have it, guys, but I'll be right back. I'm going to get my guests. right. Okay, guys, my guest is coming. I had to go and kind of get them up a little. Alrighty. So in the meantime, let me show you my presentation. Here you go. So this is a nice, I can't tilt it too much. It's a nice salsa bowl. Let me take off my gloves. And here we go. We have a nice bowl with the pockets and the fish. So you have different ways of serving your salsa. Yeah, different ways of serving your salsa. Come, wake up, man. So this is my special guest this morning, guys. I know you haven't seen this special guest for a very long time because special guest is always at work. Yeah, working to pay the bills. So today and a couple of Saturdays from now, he'll be around. So he'll be helping me to cook one of these Saturdays. We'll eat all the food for you. Start eat already. All right. So we have a salsa bowl here. This is mango salsa. This is corn salsa. And you could use these to dip it up. So you could go ahead and tell them how good it tastes.
Time for breakfast.
It's more almost lunchtime, so you could call it a brunch, right, guys? He said, "Wow, Carlene, wow, General, how are you doing? Lloyd is hailing you up. Good to see you, General.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. Tastes good.
It tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so guys, he said it tastes good,
Yeah,
and he's using the tortilla chips, the healthy chips, and this is the sun chips. You could taste one with the sun chips, and that's the mango one. All right, let me get a fork for the fish.
well, tastes good.
The two of them taste good. All right, guys, and said the two of them taste good. So I don't need to prove anything to you guys anymore because the boss said it tastes good, and if the boss said it tastes good, it's good to go. It's good to go. She said, "Hoo hoo." Judy said, "Hoo hoo." All right. So he's gonna taste the pockets for you now, and the fish.
Which one?
This is the fish. You could taste the piece of the fish first. I think this one has the mango and this one has the corn.
Yeah, for sure.
Should I put the fish in there? I mean, you can put piece of fish in there if you want. I put the fish in there. So, guys, here's another creative way. He said he wants to put piece of fish in there. So, it's nice for the fish, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So he's having a pocket with fish. And which one of the salsa you having? The mango one? Yeah, he's having the mango salsa. So, guys, my salsas work. This is something you could try. Good morning, Norma. Norma said, "Good morning, Dwayne."
Morning.
You must for them can't talk. All right, so now, but I eat off too much, because I have to take picture. I have to take picture for show the public. So I eat too much. Then I have to fix back the plate. Right, guys? So, guys, Barbara said, thought as much. Thought as much about what? Chat to me. Talk to me, Barbara. I'm lost. All right. So he said the food is great. He's enjoying it. And this is something different. He has never had that before. It's my first time making salsa. And this is something you could try for your party, for your guests, for the summer, for outside. If there are kids coming over to your house, this is something interesting that they would probably like, And guys, I just want to say that the live was festive today. Thank all of Uno who dep on the live, Facebook, YouTube, and of course TikTok. Yes, guys, big up on yourself. So, as Jamaicans would say, walk good. Someone want all on upon the live. She said it was Ozzy. Oh, when I said I had a special guest, she said she thought as much. Yes. So I want all of you on this live to take care of yourself and walk good. Goodbye. Ta-da.